What's up, everybody? Rico here. Welcome back to Chibind Brothers. Well, I know it's been really painful in the stock market lately with a lot of U-turns, but I need you to remember this. When there is chaos, there is always opportunities. And one thing that you always remember is when there is fear, that's really when you're supposed to be greedy. So here's the thing. I've got a chart of MARA on my screen right now, and I want to give you guys an update. I know from the last video that we made about 2 weeks ago, and I want to show you why I see opportunities in these stocks that I'm going to be talking about today. So on the first one here, this is something that I want to show you guys. If you look on my chart here, I actually want to start from when we started going through this new trend after we had our first all-time high. So don't look over there. This is what you need to look into. If you look, you see when we started this trend down here, after basically started breaking this one, we had an all-time, higher high, higher high, higher high, higher high, another higher high, and then the all-time high, the new one. So when you look at this, this is usually a definition, basically a bullish trend. And this is what we've been going for quite a while. And you can see also there's higher lows, and we have another higher low. But now, our support back then was down here. That means we were kind of in this triangle zone. If I can actually right here, we were in this zone, right? But now I want you to see what we're doing. Let's take this one out. Now look at what's going on right now. So if I were to take every single higher highs and connect them all the way together, you can see where we had a breakout. You'll see exactly, oh, there we go, exactly where we had a breakout. I'm actually going to pause it right there. So when I connect all of them, it looks like we had a breakout exactly right here. And because we had a breakout right here, now this top line, if you're looking at this top line, this one became basically our support. But if you also notice, this area became our new, we're opening another triangle right here. It's like we're opening another zone. But in the meantime, this line, let's take this one out. In the meantime, when you look at this line here, is acting as a resistance. But I do not expect this one to be a stronger resistance, because we know one thing that's happening right now is not just the FUD, but there's Omicron or whatever this new variant is, which by the way sounds like a company that I really want to buy. But anyway, you know what I'm talking about, first case, but we already know there's a bunch of cases that's going on. And then we've got the Fed, you're talking about inflation and how they're actually expected to run a little longer and probably higher than what was expected. Things like this, we shouldn't always be surprised when the Fed are talking about different things. But anyway, we're not going further away from this video because I want to really get to the point of this. So I want to mention how many times we've had support here. So you see right here, it was a resistance the first time and then resistance the second time. But this time, as you can see, we have support the first time and then we have support the second time. And for every single time, as you can see, we had first data point, second data point. Here, first data point, second data point. So this line seems to be a very strong support level. Yes, that is the first thing. But I also want you to look at this. This blue line that you see here, I'm actually going to do that. This blue line is a 50 moving average. And this moving average is also literally, as you can see right here, is also acting as a support. So it looks like MARA is finding a certain kind of bottom. It's like a new bottom according to this trend. Of course, this is the stock market. Anything could happen, depending on, so many people could end up paper handing and other people start selling off, and we could see it probably fall down into this area. It's possible to see it. But remember, we still have a triangle that's pretty much closing. If and only if it would happen here. But I personally, for now, at least I do not expect to see it going low. I'm not talking about one day. I'm not talking about 2 days, because people like to watch videos and be like, oh, I didn't see this happen in the stock market the next day. No, this is what I'm not talking about that. All I'm talking about here, I'm looking at many different data points, because we can see each candles right here represent a day. So all the candles that are going to be following here are literally going to determine which direction we're going to go. But I still expect this to rubber band at some point, because again, remember, Mara literally follow what Bitcoin does. And we've seen for the last week at least, every single time Bitcoin goes up and it's been going down, it's kind of been into a turmoil, back and forth, going up and down. And we're gonna see that, but you expect to see support, a very strong support around $49. That's really being a support for us, and a resistance. I would say it's more like a temporary resistance somewhere around $55. And we've seen this on 3 different occasions, and it happens. But then all we have to do is keep watching it as this new triangle is widening up, is opening up. Like I was showing you earlier, it's opening up more. I believe I'm supposed to do this. As this triangle right here is opening up more, we should be able to see a little bit more Mara like performance. And I would expect that Mara is trying to find, it's basically literally finding bottoms right here, at least a higher bottom for now. And going forward, I believe we should be able to see at least a bounce back to much higher numbers. But again, let's watch and let's see what's going to happen. But what I would say is, most of the time when you see opportunities like this, especially when the market is in turmoil, you should always, it doesn't always mean you have to go all in, but you can always buy, how can I say this? You can always, do it by increments. Like, today you can buy a certain dip, because remember, the dip can always dip, so because no one can really predict how low we can go, but we can always look into the chart, trying to find certain facts and where we think could be the bottom, and then start buying from there and go from there. So that's one thing. I don't want to take too much on Mara, because I want to show you RIOT, and actually RIOT is pretty much going to look the same. That's really why I actually stay a little longer on this one. So we're gonna go into RIOT, and right now pretty much same thing. And one thing that I want to mention is, we have not reached the all-time high that we had back in February of this year. So you can still see that RIOT, even though I remember last time I say, the only time that I'm literally going to consider RIOT to actually be catching up or starting performing well is when RIOT crosses above 40, which we actually saw it happen right here. But this was a false breakout, because as you can see, hold on, right here, as you can see, we ended up pulling back below this line. So we have so many data points: resistance right there, and then resistance right here, resistance again right here, and then false breakout, and then we're back to this resistance again. So when you see this, but in the meantime, it's higher highs and we keep making higher lows. It's very bullish. So when you look at the fact in the actual chart, it's showing us something else compared to what the overall market looks like. People are just paper handing. People always fear in the short term, but when you look in the long term, you can see the fact in the chart are actually really, really promising. So for me, RIOT below 40, and I'm sorry, this is completely technical, because I know there are some news that had come out on the fundamental side, like RIOT acquiring another company, but I'm talking mostly about it right now, the fact in the chart themselves and what it's literally telling us. And this is what I always want to mention. When I say RIOT below 40, for me, it's a deal. As long as it's still below 40, because when you look at the all-time high of almost $80, 79 and some change, this is less than Like it's literally 50% off. It's the Black Friday of, the stock market, or the stock, or should I say, one of the companies that actually follows Bitcoin. So literally. All right. This is the second thing I wanted to mention. And since I also talked to you about Mara, and I wanted to mention this one, but there is another big dog that I've been looking at lately, and I wanted to finish this video showing this one because I believe, and we all know which one it is, but I really, really want to show you this. This is Tesla, guys. We all know that Tesla is the best. And when it comes to go crazy, Tesla is the first one to literally tell us how he can change whatever any analyst can pretty much put out there as far as fundamentals. So this is what I want. I know it looks a little bit complex, but I want to show you this because this is something that looks pretty much not exactly the same, but similar to something that has happened before. But if you look right here, what Tesla did, we went up to all-time high. That was back in January. And then, as we kind of pulled back and forth. And then we ended up going back down to this, but instead we broke below. But I want you to look into this zone right here. See this zone here. That's the below, right? This is what happened before we fall all the way down. But these are the differences that I'm seeing on this side, which is what I want to show you right now. If you look right here, Tesla has been going sideways. If you look, most of the market, a lot of the stocks have actually lost, they've actually not crashed down, but they've lost a lot of value in the last 2 weeks or week and a half, as you can see. But Tesla has been holding the ground, and it has been holding the ground somewhere around $1,100. And you can see it because these candles here, they're pretty much crisscrossing each other, and it's like it's consolidating in this level, and it's literally coming right through this triangle. And for me, what I'm thinking, instead of going back into this region, I'm actually expecting Tesla to go over here. And if we can break into this area, I can actually see it go much, much higher. And one of the things, what I'm saying is, we know every time there's a news around Tesla, there's always some things that really, really good things happen in the stock market. And if you look at the history, like this year, Tesla has been killing it on earnings reports, deliveries, literally killing it, exceeding expectations in everything that all the specialists says, or at least analysts put out there. And so we know that Tesla has been on a course to literally crush it, and they've been doing it for a while. And remember last year when Tesla, the reason I mentioned this because when we actually got into this run over here is because Tesla had a stock split. And if you remember, that stock split of Tesla was announced when Tesla was somewhere around $1,200 and some change dollars. And look where we at right now. Tesla is literally, last time we were at all-time high was at $1,200, almost $1,250. So, and back then I remember Elon was saying that Tesla stock was a little too high. Everybody remember well that tweet. But we're back again to those same levels. And someone had asked us, Elon Musk on Twitter, basically to say, is there going to be a split? His answer was, not yet. It didn't say no, but it said not yet. And when that question was asked, it was when Tesla was still somewhere close to $1,000, but we are above that. So I'm thinking, or at least for me, because I cannot speak for anybody else, because this is not a financial advice, it's completely my personal opinion. We are seeing the same thing or the same signs that we saw literally last year when Tesla split. So even if they don't announce or they don't split or use another split at 1,200 or something, but we are approaching that region, or at least that level where, executive at Tesla, including Elon Musk, They usually, because they have one thing they have said, even when they had the split last year, they said the reason of having the split is because they wanted to have the stock more accessible to everyone would be able to buy it, so it's a little bit cheaper for even newer investors that want to invest into Tesla. So I would expect that something like this or another split will actually be coming soon. And if we have another split coming soon, you know what happens when Tesla announces a split. When is it going to happen? I don't know. Elon Musk is still selling his shares and he's basically halfway through his 10% that he's supposed to be selling to pay taxes. But this could happen anytime. I know people have suggested a date that Elon it always throws them out there on like December 9th that it could happen. But again, this could be speculation. So we need to just watch and see what could happen. But all I'm saying is, to just summarize what I just said right now, is we are looking at a huge positive catalyst into Tesla. And that positive catalyst could literally change everything that you're seeing right here. I know I'm making up a mess, but I just want to make my point to go across and want to show you exactly what happened. So if you missed out right here, you should probably start looking at what could happen or potentially happen over here. So anyway, I want to keep this video short. We already have to almost 15 minutes. So I'll stop it right here. I'll be making other updates as we move forward. So again, thank you guys for watching this video. Don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe, turn on notification bell so you get videos just like this one every single time we post them. If you like to invest in the stock market, please consider using the links in the description below. We've got Webull, if that's your preference. We've got Public. And if you want to invest in crypto, remember we've got Coinbase, and we also have BlockFi. So please check the description below. There is different links that we have that you can use, and when you sign up and deposit at least some kind of monetary into the account, we both gonna receive a perks for each one of those links that you're gonna use below. And also we have a Patreon link account down there. If you like what we're doing and if you like the content on this channel and you would like to support us, please consider using the link to Patreon and choose for different tiers that we have and whatever you can to support the work that we do. And if you think it is really, really worth it, so we ask you to do that. Again, thanks for watching this video. As for me, as always, I'll see you in my next video.